No skit. I'm not even going to try a skit, my friends. Has this ever happened? I need you to tell me in the comments. Has this ever happened that a team has qualified 2 years in a row for a European competition because one of the teams ahead of them, for financial reasons, is what it says, so it must be financial fair play, were unable to get a license? Has it ever happened to the same team twice in a season? Now, maybe it has, because like you could be, like in this example, right? So I'm curious if that means if we've qualified, does that mean okay, so it's gone down a season. So there could be like two clubs that it happens to in 2 consecutive seasons, right? Like it could happen to you last year. We were Parma, and this year we're us, right? So does that make sense? Like if last year, if we go back, this is going to be a long intro, but whatever. If last year, let's say Juventus hadn't made it, then Lazio makes it right into the Champions League, and we would make it into the Europa League. So each time, if it was a Champions League spot that opens up, it would impact 2 teams every season. So could that have happened 2 seasons in a row? Maybe. It just seems unbelievable that we've moved up last year from EC2, the Europa League 2, to the Europa League, and this season we've got from the Europa League to the Champions League because of other teams. Surely some of you are much better football historians than I will, and you'll be like, yeah, it happens all the time. It just seems like I've not heard of that, so I'd like your thoughts on that. I'm just like flabbergasted that we're in the Champions League. All right, my friends, welcome in. Stuff to talk about. Obviously, change shirts because I was in the middle of, getting through the summer transfer window when the hey, you're in the Champions League thing happened. So we are getting improved training facilities and youth facilities. I blanked out on that. I can't remember if I showed that to you last time or not. I should probably look at my edits, but I didn't. So it's going to take until October, but they're getting done. Okay. Or pretty much until November, right? I want to show you, this is your last chance on the end of season awards. That's why I started on this screen. So if you haven't left a comment as to who you think player of the season, signing of the season, young player of the season is, this is your chance to pause it. And here we go. All right. Adam Ida, 53%, my friends. Machoy with a 22%. Surging into third on 15%. Surge is the signing of the season. Shocking. I can't believe he's the only one. And Jallo getting young player of the season. I guess because Adam has officially aged out. Yes, he's no longer potentially a young player. 23 goals in the league. A whole 2 assists, my friends. He's 5 for 5 from the penalty spot. He's had 6 players in the match. 7-5-3. 5 goals in the Europa League. Not bad. I don't care who the competition is. Not bad. And 2 goals in the Coppa Italia. Quite good, my friends. Quite good, you could say. Overall best 11. Theo, Labuti, Jallo, Kut as a midfielder, because I guess he could play there, but I don't know. That's weird. Ida and Cassidy up top. Haas, Dosenya still there. Andreessen, Vibes, and Zos. So we're still working on replacing those guys. Let's show you the commercial summary. Yeah, how'd you like that? I kept my face exactly where it was while that loaded. It took like 20 seconds to get the save bar across. Anyway, commercial summary. 4 new deals, $3.5 million a year. Continental competition sponsor up to 1.8 from 1.2. That's what happens when all of a sudden you're in the Champions League. Sponsorship dollars up overall season over season. Broadcast revenues down a fuzz. But I mean, who's complaining, right? 60 million in free cash money. We'll take it. 893K in corporate and hospitality. And our competition prize money increases. Match days up. Ida with the number 30 on his back. Number 1 kit. Machoy with a 7, Surge on a 13, Coot on a 10, and Cassidy, surprisingly, with the 11, my friends. And this is where we had this, and I was just like, what is happening? This is the craziest thing. All right, we have made a couple transfers. Let's go take a look at those. I'm not going to keep my head in the same spot now. If you want to see it, you can go back. Yeah, I just want to show this to you first. Did they all retire afterwards? Oh, I felt bad. I mean, I guess I didn't realize how low of a team they were. it was just one of those things. I was like, oh, we need to sneak another friendly in there to get some match sharpness up, and they were available as a very small team. And I was like, we can rotate in our rotational players, get everybody up to speed before the season. I mean, it was. I mean, oh gosh, I felt bad. Look at this. This is we subbed everybody out at halftime. He had 4 goals and 3 assists. Serge had a hat trick with 4 assists. Coot had a hat trick. Cesare, who started, had a brace. Theo had a goal. Giroud had a goal. And then, all right, bring in all the backups, right? Balani, who no one knows. He's an 18-year-old. I was just trying to have a full roster, to be honest with you. Lucchese gets a goal. Congrats, Mateus. Bolin with an assist. Perrin, who's that? We'll talk about it. Gets a hat trick. Baltodano, who's the American-ish, Italian-ish that we are keeping around. Reasons. Paul Colomani, you're like, wait a minute, there's some missing faces there. Yes, there are, my friends. But 24 new. Oh, like we should look. Did all their players? Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe it was all these like gray players. Did this guy? He played. No, did he play? On a 4.7. That was our game. So he is not. Maybe everybody else quit. Maybe it wasn't all gray players. Everyone else was just like, this is not worth it. I am obviously not good at the football. See you later. So my friends, it wasn't because we got into the Champions League. I don't believe in widespread squad changes. I just don't. That's not how I play the game. I like keeping a core squad together and like incrementally making changes, getting rid of players that aren't fit, all that good stuff. But with our formation being this 3-4-3, 5-2-3 wide, whatever you want to call it, I was a little concerned about playing time at the striker role. And yes, since I didn't realize, I guess, when I showed you that, that's what was gonna happen. And you've seen we have loaned out, my friends, Ryan Cassidy. So let's talk through that. To CSKA Moscow, 100K. They're paying his wages. I can explain. Okay. It was partially playing time and partially wages because of those 2 signings right there. It's like, whoa. Yeah. GHG's finally spent some money. So Labuti, let's do the outs because you're like, those look tasty. Trust me. Labuti went on a free. We knew that. He was on loan. They were paying his wages, and then he could go wherever he wanted. Thanks very much. We've sold Fran Bradic to Benevento, which I think is a bit of an ask, but I think he got a little bit of a bump in pay. He just wasn't gonna make it, You know what I'm saying? Like last season, he had 2 substitute appearances in the league. He had 1 substitute appearance in the cup and 1 substitute appearance in the Europa League. And he didn't play well. I mean, he wasn't playing he didn't have match sharpness, so it's kind of hard to say. But like even here, right? Like you could see the decline as he's gotten older. So I was like, yeah, it's probably best for his career and for us if we can cash out. So 625, I think that's phenomenal, right? We got him. I don't even. It doesn't even say. He just appeared. And so to get 625 for a player like that, I think is outstanding. Tom Schradel, I'm sorry. You were down to 1.5 star in comparison to the rest of the squad, and you weren't going to play, and I want to keep you in the game. And so Cremonese offered 100K, and you were interested, and you went. Now, I'm concerned that you're a fringe player, not going to lie, but it keeps him in the game. So we say goodbye to one of our patrons, but he's not dead yet. He could make a career in Serie B? Yes, or Serie B team. So maybe that's why he's a... good luck, man. Good luck. All right. Cassidy, my friends. Again, here's what I was thinking. And I didn't notice that I didn't have the Russian league loaded. I probably should have loaded it before I, got to the end of the season. It's not like I was planning on it. It was just after we got those transfers in, and all of a sudden we were over our wage budget. And I was like, uh-oh. And he happened to be just about the exact amount we were over. And I was like, yeah, it probably makes sense. So, I'm just looking at last season, right? Only 8 starts in league, 15 subs, 5 goals, 3 assists. He's fine, but 686. He's at a point in his career. He's 25. He needs to be playing, right? I think it's going to stunt his growth as a player. It's going to stun his international career. He had an amazing run with us, right? And I still like him as a player. I'm just trying to solve a bit of a problem right now. So that's why we loaned him out. We're not getting nearly as much value as we should. He's worth 11.75. We're getting essentially, was it 100K a week or 100K a month is what, 1.2 million. So like Moscow's getting a bargain, an absolute bargain. But that also means he's a regular starter. They're paying his wages. He's already got 3 starts and a goal on a 703 in league. He's got 2 continental. Is that with us or I don't know what's going on there. But like he's already he's jumped right in and is playing. So I think you have to be pleased with that. Honestly, is what I'm thinking. I am a tad nervous that we don't have the league loaded. Did not realize that. So even with that being said, though, okay, like these are new. Like this is since he got loaned. So I kind of go like, well, like maybe he'll continue to develop. But either way, it's better for his career. You'll notice our scouts now say he's a fringe player for us. I mean, we got him on a free. We're making out like bandits on Ryan Cassidy. So that's a thing. Oh, I wonder what you think about that. And we've loaned out Francesco Santagata, who's a decent prospect for us, 1.3K to Latina, was a Serie C team. Last season, we loaned him out to Fermana, and he got 15 total appearances, but only 5 starts. They have, hold on, let's go find it. Where is he? He's a regular starter, okay? So that's, you would expect him to be playing, right? Regular starter. So I think that's an upgrade. They're paying his wages. We're keeping him playing. I'm thinking about Baltodano last season. Like he got a full slate of games, like 32 or 33 starts or something like that. It's exactly what you want. So the fact that he's already got 2 starts in the Serie C Cup on a 6.6 is not a great rating necessarily, but like it keeps him playing and he's starting to improve. So I'm hoping that he can, keep improving. All right, my friends. I don't think we're gonna have a game today because I want to talk through these guys. Here's what I was thinking when I was looking at our squad. Okay, let me take you back. Let me take you way back. Okay, so you can tell Oriol is a center back / could play right wing back. How convenient. And Perin is a right winger. Okay, I told you at the end of the last episode we're looking to improve, like getting somebody on the right wing that isn't just like gonna expect all the playing time. Unfortunately, we've signed an important contract player. Hang with me. But here's what I was thinking with this center back. He's really a center back, but in a bind, can't play right wing back. Okay, so Vipes is down to 2.5 stars. He's not going to improve. We did promise him a new contract at the end of the season, so I was kind of in a bind there. So we offered him a new contract. The good news is he only wanted to be a squad player. So I think Vipes is understanding I'm probably not up to everybody else, and I'm falling back a little bit. So that's why we got rid of Tom Schradel. It's like Vipes is kind of now the Tom Schradel. Moretti, I tried to get rid of. He was upset. No one wanted him, so he's still here. He's all right. He's doing okay. So essentially, our main center back substitute is Vipes. Lucchese is going to get some time there because he's 19 and continuing to develop. Moretti's more like the emergency backup. Wim Bullen in a bind could do it, but he's really covering the left wing back type situation. So that's kind of what we're thinking there. I was looking at our overall capabilities here at these spots, and they're continuing. In comparison to the rest of the squad, they are dropping. Jake Cooper is probably going to be his last season with us. Like, we're probably going to cash out at the end of the season when he's got a year left. He's 31. Captain. That's probably not going to go well. But he takes up a non-EU spot, and it's not that he's bad. He's just not going to get any better. He's going to start tailing off. He's 6'7". Good grief, that's ridiculous. And Dreesen is okay, and is getting playing time, but like his potential has dropped, which has kind of surprised me. So I'm thinking like future. How do we, like, I don't want to swap out 3 center backs next season, right? Like that generally I don't think is going to go well. So we had the opportunity to buy a wonder kid, and that's what Oriol is. Okay. Same thing kind of with Perin. It was such a good potential. I was like, I kind of have to do this. One of them, I think I overpaid because I offered more than our scouts thought that they would want. But at the same time, it wasn't like one of the players was transfer listed or had a buyout clause or a minimum release clause, whatever. So Let's look at the first one. They happen on the same day, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Gilles Perrin from Eintracht Frankfurt for 10 million. When you look at some of the tech, you're like, ooh, there's some white and gray in here. That doesn't look good. But for what we need, I think he's really good. 21 years old, fairly determined, knocks ball past the opponent, comes deep to get the ball, 17 acceleration, 15 pace, great agility and balance, amazing first touch. Again, he wants an important player. We're going to have to work this out, okay? But it was too good to pass up, I thought. Right? Like, when you look at the right wing options, he's better than Coot. My thinking here is we're going to start working on a 4-2-3-1. And that way, we can play Coot in his natural role here in some variety. Concentration is kind of bad. It might be time to get rid of Coot, let's be honest, because he takes a non-EU spot as well. But we can... That's how we're going to juggle getting those two players playing time. Is there going to be games where we play a 4-2-3-1 just to mix it up, to throw something different at the AI, the opposition coaches, to go like, this is what they're going to play. Oh, look at that, right? And because in those games, I feel like we can be a little bit more attacking, put an extra player in the attacking third, drop one of our center backs, since they're dropping in overall potential and current ability in comparison to the rest of the squad. That helps out as well. And we can play him on the right. So everything was good here. I mean, he's selfish, but I don't really care if he's selfish and can't tackle. He's gonna be a winger, right? Like, I do have him working on this a little bit, even though he's right-footed, just to kind of see if we can get that up a little bit. But overall, he can cover striker in an absolute bind. He's a natural right winger. I thought he was worth it. And they paid 13.25. Did they get relegated? Is that why? Nope. I'm not sure why they were looking to get rid, but I was like, all right, let's go have some fun. Let's buy us a right winger. So that's Perrin, maybe? I don't. Old Lady Plays will tell us in the comments how to pronounce this guy. And I'll probably be like 4 episodes ahead by the time I see it. Oriol is Spanish. Love the soul patch. He's got like spikes. I mean, this guy's intense. He's like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. You know, like that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. 82 grand a week. This was the problem. So 82 grand a week, and 45 grand a week. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, we're out of wage budget. We're over. And I didn't have any more transfer budget because I spent it on these 2 players. Look at this kid. Resolute. 6'2". So he's not 6'7". Maybe we can put him on a rack and like stretch him out. I don't know. Marks opponent tightly, stays back at all times. Amazing physicals. Really good mentals, minus the aggression, but he's more of a cover player. Okay, that's fine. That's you do you, mate. We can put him on defend. Can play a ball-playing defender, which is what we've been playing with. We've never had one of those. But he's 20. He's 20, lads. We paid 8.25. You might say it was a bit much, but it was his release clause, and there was like 20 clubs in the mix for him, and we were like, boom, getting in there first. So it's a 4-year deal. I mean, we gave him everything in the universe. I mean, it's 73 million minimum release clause. So if Barcelona wants to bring back a Spanish center back and give us 73 million, like, right? I'm not saying he's worth that. He's not like Virgil van Dijk just yet, but he's quite good, I think. So it was just one of those things. I was looking for a center back. We came across one. I know it's only 1 star, but like, Jake Cooper's 31. This kid's 20. I'm just saying, we give him all the playing time in the world that he can get. I think we're doing all right, my friends. I think we're doing all right. So tactically, this is our shape. But again, we're also going to have this and obviously swap out Andreessen for Coot and Coot for Perrin, depending on who we're playing. So that's kind of what we're going with this season. That's my plan. You'll notice, okay, Jallo suspended, Grandi out with a twisted ankle for another 3 weeks. That's a bad 2 weeks already. He's got another 10 days to 3 weeks to go. Pretty nasty. Baltadano has blisters. He's like, oh, playing at City, like whatever. But in terms of depth, I want to show you that because that was my consideration as well with sending Cassidy on loan. Obviously, he's the best option, but again, for his worth and his long-term career prospects, I thought it was better. Versus we can we can get by with Tyrese. Coot can play up top. We want to give Colombani game time, right? Like, he's continuing to improve, so I have no qualms about that. We've got who else? Perrin can play out there, and Baltodano. So, like, we've got a full bench. I'm thinking about loaning Baltodano out, but we also need a homegrown player, and he's probably going to be it, one of them, I would say, for our competitions. And we'll just have him, like, available 100% of the time for, you know, like the under 20s and under 18s and so on. So you can continue to get game time. On the right, we got Perrin and Coot, and Tyrese in a bind on the inside forward. Theo can play there. I mean, we got two really good options, okay? Serge, Theo, Paul, all here on the left. Tyrese, again, can cover. Tyrese is like our, Divock Origi, our James Milner, but in attack, right? Where it's like James Milner can play pretty much anywhere in the midfield or defense. I mean, he wouldn't play center back, but like, he can cover fullback. Like, you get what I'm saying. I don't know why I'm explaining that. Jallo, Haas, Cesare continues to improve. We had several suitors coming in. Oh, that's different. Like, Atalanta has offered a ton of money for him, and I was like, no. And I thought he was going to get upset, but he doesn't have a buyout or a minimum release clause, and we're going to play him. So you could argue that our midfield looks a little weak. I'm not worried about it, though. Like, I think we got really good options here. And then obviously we got Theo and Grandi and Wim Bollen on the left, Grandi and Giroud on the right. And again, he can play here. It's not like he's terrible. He's not, I'm not saying he's the best, but it's not like we're playing somebody out of position from a center back up here. And then you see our center backs. We didn't get I know you guys are gonna be like, why didn't you go get like an old keeper, and bring him back? I'll be honest with you. We almost bought Zolfs because he's listed, which I thought would just be hilarious. He's listed for 2.3 million. We sold him for 8. Like, that'd just be funny if we could get him back. But his wages are we don't have the budget for it. We're close, but it's a little too close. So like, if we could pick up somebody else, I would do it. I just didn't have the options. I don't want to give Ferranti a chance. I'm gonna regret that if Berggren goes down injured. But Berggren is, I mean, he's continuing to improve. Like, we're getting reports from our trainers like, you must play him all the time. He's getting really good. So that's where we're at, my friends. Oh, I'm kind of nervous. If we go to the 4-2-3-1, let me show you that. If I can find it. There it is. You could tell, right? Playing Coot there, Perrin there, Serge there, Ida up top, Jallo and Haas in the middle. We got good options. I feel pretty confident about both of those. We have, I mean, it wasn't like we were playing the best of the best. We did play a team in our, you know, league, Pisa, and I think they got relegated, yeah, but they were in our league last season. So like, we played some good teams, and like, we've cleaned up. We've cleaned up, my friends. So we don't know who we're playing in the group stage yet, but we are in the group stage, as you can see. That's what I'm going to bring you back for in the next episode, is we're going to do a doubleheader of the group stage. Again, not that the league's not important, but like, first time in the Champions League, my friends. Let's freaking do it. So let me know what you think. Oh, I'm so nervous about those signings. Just because they go like, oh, like, what happens if they get injured? You know, like, that's the thing. That's where my brain goes. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.